So for the presentation of advancing community together for the leadership series, what interested me about the topic was just that idea of like togetherness when advancing community together. I wanted to kind of learn more about, how I could, like as a leader, build togetherness either in my club or just in general in society. And then what I expected going in to the presentation was just that I try and take away something from the presentation, and that it'd be organized, and Kidron would have be able to explain it in a good way we can understand it. Um, what he was talking about, understand what he was talking about. One thing that I learned about others is just that I guess it could be a lot easier for people to work together when they have when they're aware of like the common goal, or when they're aware of like the goal of of an organization or group or whatever. It's just a lot easier for people to work together, and yeah. And then I do recommend this for other students, whether they're in a leadership position or not. It's just important to be aware of how they can be a part of something bigger than themselves and build that togetherness. I think being able to have those kind of social skills to build togetherness with other people is important for anybody. And then that's kind of what I gained through the experience as well. Just that knowledge of in the importance of trying to ensure that everybody knows what the goal is for something, whether it's a group or organization. Just the importance behind that, because it's a lot easier for people to work together. And then that's what I'll take with me in the future. Just ensuring that everybody's aware, trying to ensure that everybody's aware of a common goal, or something that we're trying to do, so that it's a lot easier to do things. And then for the Know Thyself leader presentation for the leadership series, what interested me about the topic was just what I could, just that idea of like reflecting on myself as a leader. What more can I reflect on myself on? I was interested, how I can improve, how I can reflect on myself. So that's what I was interested in. And then what I expected from the presentation was just that, it was organized, and it was that Kidron explained it well. And what I learned about me or others is just that sometimes our experiences, or just the way that we've been doing things, the way that we do, who we are, could kind of affect our who we are could affect how we lead, and there could be things that we do that we're not aware of, when we're leading and things like that. And it's just important to reflect. I recommend this to students, whether they're in a leadership position or not, just because it's important to know. It's important to know the importance behind reflection and things like that. What I gained through this experience was just that as a leader, our weaknesses could be our strengths could become weaknesses in certain situations that we put ourselves in. Like if I'm really good at, you know, if I'm really good at leading by example and not really well at, you know, giving public speeches, then that could, then leading by example, or if I'm really good at playing basketball and not good at giving public speeches, then like having to do a press conference or something where I'm speaking to a lot of people, you know, playing basketball is going to be one of my weaknesses in that situation versus, you know, playing a pickup game or a basketball game. So yeah, that's what I gained through the experience. And then what I'll be taking with me in the future is just a little bit of that importance of just that knowledge of like our experiences, you know, could affect how we lead, and that, you know, it's always important to reflect on how we're doing things, and it's also important to ask other people, you know, how they feel about what we're doing and stuff like that. And then for the growth mindset presentation for the leadership series, what interested me about this was just what I could do more to, you know, improve my leadership skills. So yeah, and then what I expected going in was just like kind of what I expected for all of them. Really was just, you know, expectation of me was just to try and take something from it, and I expected it to be, you know, a good presentation that was well organized. That was kind of well organized. And then what I learned about me or others is just that what I learned about me or others is that like having a plan, planning things out is really helpful. Being organized is really helpful when trying to do things. And then, yeah, I recommend it to other students because it's a really great way to see what you can improve on. You know, as far as really anything, because having that mindset to improve and grow is important in like everything. So, and then what I gained through the experience is I learned that I kind of learned how so somebody said in the presentation was just that as leaders we should try and improve the people that we're leading, and I kind of gained a little bit of knowledge as to how I could do that, like maybe seeing how I wanted to improve people, maybe setting a goal to go, you know, talk to someone, or just setting a goal to see how I wanted to improve someone or something like that. And that's what I'll be taking with me in the future. Like if there's a particular thing that I want people of my club to improve on, like the people that I'm leading for my club, I'll maybe set a goal. I'll maybe set a goal for, you know, an event or, you know, a meeting or something like that, to where they're kind of growing in some kind of aspect of you know, something that I, you know, planned on them growing in. And yeah, that's all. Thanks.